Okay, Rich, what are we playing this week then?
So this week I thought we'd attempt to complete and review the Chaos engine, otherwise known as Soldiers of Fortune in North America. So this is a top-down run-and-gun game made by the Bitmap Brothers in 1993. It was released, by the looks of things, very early in the year, so I guess it just missed the Christmas release. Have you got any experience with the game at all?
Yeah, I love this game. I played it on both the Commodore and the Mega
Yeah.
Drive, and I really love both versions, and I really love the Bitmap Brothers.
Yeah, playing this game today was actually Chris's idea, really, because this is sort of one of his favourite games as well.
It really is.
Do you want to get to it then?
Let's go for it.
There was an intro here. It's not a bad one, actually, from what I can remember.
That's really lovely artwork.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the Bitmap Brothers are quite famous for getting the most out of these old 16-bit computers as well. They make all of the colours count. You know, they've got a very specific art style to them.
Yeah.
So the game gives you choice of 6 different characters, and they're sort of like different character classes, really, aren't they? You know? So they have different abilities, they have different strengths and weaknesses, and you can build on their stats as the game goes by. They also have these secondary weapons, which are all different for them. So, well, they're sort of more like secondary abilities, really. This dude here, the preacher, he can get his health back, whereas the character I'm going to pick, he's got like a grenade weapon, really. Right, so I'm going with the Navi.
I am going with the Preacher.
So as I mentioned before, it's a top-down run-and-gun game. So you sort of move around just shooting the enemies, really. But also, you collect this money, and every 2 stages you go to a shop where you can spend the money on upgrading the characters. There's different routes in this game, and some routes will have more money in them than others. So it's about sort of checking out all the different routes to find the best money in weapons caches and things to upgrade the character. The money's actually just split, so you don't have to sort of worry about one of the players just stealing everything, essentially, like Chris usually does.
Yeah, okay. Well, unfortunately, our viewers will remember all the bullshit that you pull normally, so you can't hide behind your words this time. Secret.
Right. See what you just got?
Special power.
Oh, you want the special?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have got the food because we didn't actually need it, because you can go back for it.
We're not going to need it.
But,
not at first level. Oh, got touched there.
You're nearly dead. Right, I'm level done then. So if you hold down the fire button in this, you use your special ability. So Chris has used his first aid. Might be nice to use the other one as well.
Okay, I took more than one hit then.
So Chris's character is one of the... He starts off weaker.
The weakest.
Yeah. But he's a fast character and he's got a good secondary power, basically.
Knock that out. There
Right.
it is.
I think we go to the shop now, don't we?
Yes, we do, and I'm full health.
Cool. I think I've got full health as well, actually. I'm not sure how much talking I'm going to be able to do during this. It's sort of intense. You've got to keep track of things constantly, haven't you?
Yeah. Okay, so I want a health upgrade.
I guess we better go through these as well, really,
Yeah,
don't we?
okay, so you get extra life, that's obvious what it is, extra life. Skill is...
It's necessary for the other moves, basically.
Yeah.
So you have to increase the skill to be able to increase some of your other abilities sometimes.
Yeah. Health is health, the more hits you can take. Speed is obvious, the quicker you move. And wisdom...
Wisdom's used for the AI characters. When you put on one player, you have like an AI controlled helper, and that will actually increase its intelligence, you know, if you go up it. So it's kind of interesting, really. They've put a lot of work into the AI in this game. It's quite famous for that at the time. So you can sort of level up the AI and it gets smarter and it sort of plays the game a little bit better with that one, but it's not really useful otherwise.
Yeah.
And there's all as well, which I think that just upgrades everything a little bit.
Training,
and weapons as well there.
So I need to get a skill, and then get health. And maybe get another skill. I don't think I can spend any more here.
No.
I've got a reasonable amount of health now, so yeah.
It's got a great sort of style, this game, isn't it? Apparently it was influenced by a book called The Difference Engine, which was sort of like an alternative history book, alternate history science fiction book written in the early 90s. I think it might have been one of the first steampunk books. We don't need that food, do we?
No.
or rather one of the books where the phrase was sort of coined.
Mhm.
And I do like this sort of steampunk
Oh, I love
aesthetic.
steampunk.
You know, it's nice.
It's starting to stress me out a bit. You fill up very much.
No, the food never
Oh,
feels.
I dodged down and thought he was going to shoot left.
Those things are horrible. Food never fills up much. Right, we have to do this bit very specifically here.
I'll follow you.
Just follow me. I didn't actually want to pick that up. Right,
I don't get you that.
we get more stuff than that though.
Oh. If I survive.
Special power. Special power. Special activated. First aid.
Did you want those?
Yeah. Oh wow, I'm really rapid now, I think. Son of a bitch, see the rate of knots he came out of there. I think mine does penetrate, whereas yours doesn't, but yours pushes back.
Level complete.
Right, ignore that bottom section. We have to hit this. Grab this key. Now we can go this way. Otherwise it just fucking teleports you there.
Ooh, I need that special. Where are they coming from? Right, you can get the food. Get all the food. You get more power up. Okay. So I want to go out there.
I guess so. You could. Yeah, we have to.
Level complete.
Behind us! Nah, there's nothing I can do.
We're going to need to back away fast, I think, here.
I got stuck on the stair.
That's a shame. That's a big shame. All the stuff's just about to come. You ain't got a love of life, do you? So it has to be bought out of the pot.
Oh, damn. That's over $1,000 there. You need that health. But you are going to get 2 levels worth of money.
Level complete.
So like, you've got the next level as well.
God.
If you can raise another $1,000 in this one, that might not be too much of a hit.
Might force me to buy you now. Yeah, it does.
Oh, can you choose not to? It says no. Try no.
I don't think that's wise. We might be able to find stuff to pick up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean, I've got 4 lives here.
What the fuck? He didn't shoot off 2 shots. You're lucky that rocket thing didn't shoot you then, aren't you?
I don't know what to do now.
Got to do it.
Level complete.
Nothing you can do. You have to just keep going.
Do I buy you back though? That's the question.
I'm dying
Or
too
do
quickly.
I just start
It's
buying lives?
500 each time. I'm dying too quickly. I'm too low a life. No.
There's 4 of those in this level.
And they all like that, are they?
Bottom two are easy to do because you can just go forward shooting the balls. The other one, you've got to shoot the balls, then go around it, and then shoot it. So I'm probably just going to lose lives there. I can get closer than I am, can't I?
Much.
Special activated.
Whoa, one shot.
Never mind. One's dead. One to go.
Go.
I get a bit closer to that, can't I?
Yeah. Oh, this one's gonna be tight. Oh, he took a hit. He took another hit. He's
Shit.
dead.
Oh, it put me miles away. I could keep losing lives that way.
Activated. Player safe.
Can you hit it from there? Do you have to hit the front of it? Oh, I took a hit. Nice. Nice.
I did have enough power-ups to deal with that. It's a pain that I just got stuck, didn't I? Got fucked it up a bit.
Oh, shit.
It's the final boss now. I got 4 lives. That's not terrible.
4.5, really. You got this. There's no way.
There's another health bar after this.
Oh.
It's hard.
One or two more hits. That's it.
Yes, right.
Okay.
I think there's another section though.
Yeah, another health bar. Okay.
Right. Careful of that.
That was good. Laser. No,
Oh shit.
that was good. It's half health. I think you got this by attrition now. But just that, bam and blam. You got this by attrition. He's got. Well, you just have to dodge the lasers now.
Done it.
Easy.
Yes.
Easy.
I was a bit worried it wouldn't load anything there.
It's crushed.
I have guided you here so that you might set me free. The chaos has ended. You will be remembered.
You will be remembered. Right, I think that's it now.
Okay, Rich, what do you think of the game then?
I like this game. I think it is quite a cool little run and gun game. Graphically, I like the art design a lot. I think it looks cool, especially for like the Amiga and the Atari ST. You know, it kind of pushes those old computers quite reasonably, I would say. Musically, I'm not as keen on the game. I think it's all right musically. You know, it's got sort of like a thumping soundtrack to it, but it's not really my type of thing. It's a little bit too sort of maybe a little bit repetitive at times, and that makes it sound like I'm down on the soundtrack, but I'm not really that down on it. I think it suits the game well, but it's not something that I would sort of herald. Gameplay wise, I think that the run and gun elements are reasonably polished. You know, it controls reasonably well. The holding a button down for the special weapon is a bit iffy. On the negatives, where the gameplay is, there's not a whole lot of spectacle in the game, is there? There's not a lot of like impressive boss fights or anything like that, which was kind of commonplace on the Mega Drive at this time. You would see at the end of every world, you would maybe see like a big boss fight, and there would be more spectacle, you know. And another point I would say is they don't really add a lot to the game as it progresses, do they? You know, the gameplay isn't changed up that much. It becomes more, the level layouts become more elaborate, but it's not like they're introducing new things into the gameplay.
What they do instead of introducing new things to the gameplay is they make it so you've got secret routes and stuff like that, and routes that you have to do an extremely convoluted way of taking to get to the best route.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point I was going to make, really, is that as a run and gun game, this probably wouldn't stand up to the best Mega Drive games. But when you add in the upgrading aspects of the game, that's where the game really shines. You know, that's where it differentiates itself from a lot of the sort of arcadey run and gun games. You can experiment with going different ways to see how much money you can collect and how much you can power up the character, you know. Other good point is the password system, which wasn't actually that common in these types of games. Most of the arcadey ones, you just go back to the start. What do you reckon then?
No, obviously I really like the game, but I'm a bit biased. I played this around here first of all a lot of years ago, and we had a great time with it. But ever since then, I've been hooked on anything that really the Bitmap brothers put out, and this is just a classic example of their work.
I think this is one of their best games.
It really is. I mean, the presentation alone is just fantastic. It's so nice. The artwork in it's really, really nice. The gameplay is really good for a run and gun, really. I mean, I know you're going to say it doesn't stand up to a Mega Drive, but I think the variety in routes to take and the length of the game as well really make up for that.
It's a deeper game than the other run and gun games.
And the team play as well in Team Player makes a huge difference. I mean, we were talking about bringing me back in at the end of the game because you were thinking I might need somebody to watch my back and might need somebody to take the heat off here while I go here and stuff like that. So that really lends itself to it. The 2-player in this is fantastic. We didn't mention enough about that.
Yeah, the 2-player, obviously it's always good to have 2-player mode, but this game lends itself well to 2-player as well because of the way that enemies come up from behind. You can sort of coordinate, defend the back, I'll shoot in the front or whatever. You shoot in this area where we think something's going to spawn from.
You get the superpowers. I won't need the superpowers as much.
Sort of building the characters up.
Team play is insane on this game. I think that isn't mentioned enough. I really like the soundtrack. Yeah, I know you're saying it's a bit repetitive, and it is, but you're not going to want a soundtrack that kind of takes you away from the action on the screen, which there is a lot of action on the screen. So what are you going to score it?
Well, I think this is a good game. I think even on the consoles it was still quite a good game, but on Amiga it's actually, one of the best games of its type easily, I would say. This and there's a game called Cop, which is a fantastic sort of run and gun game, but I think that came out a bit later than this. Anyway, I think I'm going to give the game a low 4 out of 5. I think it is a good game. I think it doesn't quite have that sort of high production values at times, even though presentation wise it is good. It just doesn't feel like it changes the gameplay up enough for me as the game progresses, like I said, and I don't feel like it has the spectacle without having boss fights and such. So what do you reckon then? What are you going to score it?
Well, it's funny because everything you said that offsets it and makes it that up there at that low 4 is why I'm going to give it a normal 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because I think that the production value, the secret routes, the RPG elements all lend itself to this genre, and there's not much else that does what this does. So with that in mind, I'm going to give it a good 4 out of 5. Not a low, not a high, but a slap bang in the middle 4 out of 5. Okay, guys, that's the Chaos Engine for this week. Really good game.
Yeah, it was cool. A bit stressful at times.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit of a headache coming on, I reckon.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, if you liked it, give us a like, give us a comment, and tell us what you think about the game. And subscribe to the channel because we're always releasing great new content like this. And we will see you next week with another game, guys. Take care.
See ya.